Welcome back to Crazy Bill's Garage, and thanks for tuning in. And today, let's see what kind of trouble I can get into by talking about used filters. I got 4 used filters here, and they are all with backstories. So finally, I got some used filters in from some of my great patrons here that bring me some oil and filters every once in a while. And these ones are really in dirty shape. Wow. I don't clean them anymore. I just cut them open and this is what you get. Some of them are dirtier than others. Oh, look at this one. Oh, this one's worse. The Parts Master. Now we got a Baldwin 1400, Honda Civic, standard oil filter, Parts Master, 67502, a Fram PH10575, and a Fram Extra or Ultra Synthetic X3 XG 10575. So if you didn't notice, these 3 filters are technically all the same in the back. This little one here, no, not the same. But those in the back are. Well, what are we going to start with first? Well, I think we're going to start with the Baldwin since it's right out here. And we're going to take care of that one first. First, though, in the first of the first, I'm going to get myself some gloves on first. Okay, got my gloves. Put these on. Now, there we go. Got nobody else here bugging me? Nope. Let's do that. We're going to see. We just did a Baldwin on the channel. So we're going to take a look and see how these look. And look, even the small little guys have a spring in them. So there's inside the cup. How's that look? Not too bad? Not too bad. Oh, right. I get information on these. Okay, the B1400 Baldwin. Now this actually did come off of a 2007 Subaru Impreza. The guy comes here all the time. His name is, well, don't know if I should give his name. Well, it's just his first name. His name's Bill. His 07 Subaru Impreza has a 2.5 liter engine, boxer. Let's see, he's gone 7,000 kilometers on this oil change, or 4,375 miles. The car has 207,800 kilometers on it. Never been changed, never been worked on. Original engine, or 129,875 miles. So, we're going to get a good look at this here. And there's the real spring. Let's see how good this rubber lasted. This thing is still rubbery. Beautiful. I love it. Shows, hey, you do your oil changes on time, everything lasts. Well, let's see here. Yeah. That looks pretty good. It does look pretty good. So I'm going to cut that filtration off her though, and we're going to get a better look at her. Oh wow. Still feels almost new. You can tell when you cut into them. Uh-oh. I have a feeling this one's got an inside. Yeah. Good filter. And look, usually Subaru filters have many, many more holes on them. But look, this one's only got 8. And normal ones usually have multiple holes on them. Kind of blows that theory away on the multiple hole thing for Subarus. This seems to work just fine for it. Okay, nope, just bringing that up because some people have told me, hey, Yeah, it doesn't have, your filter you want to use doesn't have the same amount of holes. Oh, okay, that's fine. There we go. Yes, that does have an inside. There. Part there. There. Let's take a look. Yeah, a little crusty, a little dirty. As you can see, those black spots in between there. It has some crap in between, but you know what? Looks like this filter did a great job. There's not much to it, is there? Not much to this filter. But it looks like it did its job, and it did it fine. I got no problems with this small filter for that Subaru. Let's check this, bypass valve here. And seems to work. Seems to work fine. Shall we shine some light through there, though? I must do that, just to make sure. Got the light here. There we go. And there is no light coming through there as far as I can see. Well, it looks fine to me. All right. That's the first one down the drain. Got rid of the Subaru filter first. All right, let's get on to the next one. I don't want this video to be like 25 minutes long here. The Honda. Let's deal with the Honda. So, I'm gonna try to, oh, I can't. I'm gonna try to pull it straight out, but she got crunched here when they took her off. Oh, darn. That's something I didn't want. Let me see if I can get that filter out of there. So I did get it out. Had to crunch it here a little, darn. It's too bad. There we go. Oh, this one has a, oh, it's got one of those. Okay. I don't know if I like that on these. But, oh well, we'll deal with it. How's that, well, seems to work, except, well, it works, so there we go. Don't know how many times that would have opened. Probably none. I don't know if many people know how they actually work and how engines work. But yeah, they don't open nearly as much as people think they do. There's the inside of the can. And yeah, it looks, it's got some crap there in the corners. That's an indication of the silicone, which probably feels better than that rubber one over there. Silicone feels fine. The inside of this cap looks fine, or the base. Not a lot of built up crap around, so that looks fine. This Honda filter, okay, came off of a 2016 Honda Civic LX with the 2-liter non-turbo engine. They put 9,000 kilometers on this filter, for 5,628 or 25 miles. This car has 121,500 kilometers, or 75,000 miles, 937 miles. So, yeah, she's pretty dirty. Look at that. And she is, that's a lot of grime. That's just not dirt. That's literally, that is really something that is not great. That's sludge. So, what do we got here? Well, let's take a look here. This filter is dark as can be. I'm supposed to use synthetic in these things, but I don't know if this person does. It's pretty dark. I don't know if a synthetic can get that sludgy. That's terrible. Let me cut her up here. Take a better look. Concerned what this one is. This engine isn't in as good a condition at that mileage as I was hoping it would be. I think it might get a little neglect here by holding that filter. Look at how dark and sludgy that stuff is. Like, wow. Maybe this filter gets a little, oh, it's heavy. It's heavy. And it's only got 9,000 kilometers of runtime on it, so I don't know. It's pretty grody. Like, oh wow, this engine at 121,500 kilometers looks like it's gone through some neglect. They bought this car last year from a dealer, so I think the previous owner might have been neglecting it. And I think this is like the first oil change they've done on it since then. I would tell them to maybe do some quick oil changes on it, like every couple of thousand to get her cleaned out. Because this is definitely not looking great. Like how they seal up the filter here though. It's got a like a weld seal there, but I don't see any metal. I don't see anything like that in it. I just see a really dirty filter. And can you imagine what the engine looks like inside being that way? So now we're on to, what are we on to? We're on to the Parts Master. Now this one, I know, did a lot of mileage. And they're not ones for changing oil that much. So, this could be interesting. Because this came out of a 2012 GMC Terrain with a 3-liter, they say. The vehicle has 280,200 kilometers, or 175,125 miles. 15,040 kilometers for the oil change, or 9,400 miles. So let's see what we get out of this, because this could be scary. Well, it's pretty dirty. It's not terrible. It is not the best, but seen worse. Well, maybe not. Now I just look down at the filter, but amazing, this one's got a spring on it. What, Parts Masters are all over the place. You never know what you're gonna get. Oh, I don't know. It's really dirty on right here. There's still oil leaking out of this, and I drained this for like 4 or 5 days. Wow, this one must have been super sludged up and oiled up or something. I don't know. Here, we're gonna stick the light down here and see if we get any light through here. I don't see any light through there. Let me take a look here. Ooh, that's pretty strong. That's gonna spring back pretty good. Wow. Wipe up some of this oil from these things. Wow, I'm gonna really clean this desk off. But here, let me wipe this off. It's draining oil all over the place on me here. It's got metal ends. That's not too bad. And this was in the vehicle for 15,000. We'll just say 15,000 kilometers. If you can tell, you can see where this filter's kind of sucked in the middle here. Like, wow, it has a concave kind of look to it. It's kind of crazy. This is really taking your filter to the extremes here. Maybe in there a little too long? Maybe? We didn't look at this part. Well, that's as hard as a rock. Yeah, I was in there a little too long. The base, it's not terrible though. I've seen worse. I've seen worse. This little thing for the bypass or anti-drainback valve to sit on. Let me give her a cut here. Well, I can tell you, she cuts like butter, and oh yeah. So, you know, this filter has come apart, and it, I got a feeling, as I could see down there, I could see the metal tube in the middle when I was cutting through it. This one's pretty sludged up too. As you can see, there's some spots in here where we'll get probably where, wow, see, that just came right apart. There was, look at this, it's coming apart. So this filter gave its life to try to do its best, but well, at least it's got a holy tube. So this thing, oh wow, there I hit the camera, but hey, action camera. Yeah, this thing is coming apart, and it was coming apart on the vehicle, but wow, this is crazy. This takes nothing to pull apart, but you know what I don't see? Well, I do see some specks of something in here, but nothing terrible. It is gritty, and it is well used, a little too used. Got some of these in the middle here. You can see this one in the middle was splitting apart. So oil was pretty well just flowing through this thing at this point. So I'll have to talk to them about that. Tell them, hey, you gotta get your oil done more. They like using Parts Master. They'll continue to use it. Just try to get it changed maybe 5,000 kilometers sooner. Some I can't convince. It's just the way it is. And let's get to the Fram Extra Guard. Now, mostly when I check these, they're in relatively good shape, which it's nice to see. Really is. So let's check this one. So there we go. Oh. I'll say this one may have been in the vehicle for a long time. Oh, considering what mileage they wrote down here, yes, it was. Okay, so this one came out of a 2014. Why are you using this filter on a 2014 Buick Enclave? This engine, though, with a 3.6 liter, is 302,000 kilometers on it. And I think this engine's ready to blow up by looking at this. But this oil change was at 12,500 kilometers. So at 302,000 kilometers, we got 188,750 miles. And 12,500 kilometers is 7,812 miles. So it was in there a while. So, and these things, by the way, Fram says they can be in there. I wonder if this one says it here anywhere. No, but usually it says on the box that they can be in for like up to 15,000 or 10,000, something like that. I can't really remember at this point. I'm so shocked by this filter. Not really. I'm never shocked by what I find now in these filters. It's just, that's the way it is. So let us give a look here. Get my light on. And is there anything coming around? No, it seals up pretty good on these ones. That fiber end board seals them pretty good. Like, I gotta admit, there's nothing coming through the end, so that's nice. And, you know, it looks like it all stayed together just fine. So, silicone, still siliconing. Not terribly terrible on there. I don't know what oil these filters used. I did not ask that in the little sheet I gave them this time, so. So I guess we'll have to dig deeper into this filter. Put a lot of miles on it, but it looks like it did its job. That didn't leak, but wow, look at that thing. She's in good shape. Looks like the brother-in-law's filters. Ha ha ha! No, I don't really know. He doesn't give me his used filters. He should. Wouldn't mind doing a couple of his. He did before. He gave me a couple. They were in decent shape, but he should give me more. Well, let's take a look. You can find the weak spots in this, and well, hey, let's cut her open. We're here. We're here to do that. It's for my used filter Fridays, so let's take a good look. These good old Fram. Now, I know we're all waiting to look at this ultra synthetic here, which I'm sure is going to turn out being the best filter of the bunch. Don't know if that's sarcasm or truthful, but take it as it is. So let's take a look here. Yeah, I got a little bit of crap in there. Nothing serious for the amount of mileage. Got some specks in there. Not a lot of carbon though. That's surprising for that 3.6. Yeah, we got more carbon on this side though, right here. Right on this area here, we got a lot of carbon built up there. Were those the ones that were open farther? How easy is it? You know, I always say, these Frams know how to stick their filters together. But honestly, that didn't look or perform that badly, it looks, for, you know, a Fram. Like I said, I'm not as hard on Fram as I once was. Well, now we got this Fram Ultra Synthetic. Now this is an exciting one because this came off a 2010 Ford Edge. 3.5 liter. I don't know if that's a turbocharged engine or just a normal. 253,400 kilometers. That's 158,375 miles. And this supposedly has 10,000 kilometers on it, or 6,290 miles. So, can't wait to get a look at this. Come on. There we go. Oh, she's just as bad as that last one. Look at that. That ain't nice in there, is it? Wow. Yes. And that ain't looking good. But it's not looking terrible either. Let's get a look at this base. Silicone working, doing silicone things. Yeah, not too bad. Little dirty specks of stuff in there, but overly not bad. Just like the other Fram. We're gonna check that to see how good this base held. Oh, it fell off. Well, it fell off. Oh, that's because it barely fits on there. Does that mean that it's not gonna seal up very well? Well, as we can see, there is light through there anyways. I'm gonna push down on it. Yeah, this one I'm not seeing much light through when I apply pressure. This thing just is not fitting on here. Is this thing just not fitting on here? There we go. Oh, we got light through that area, but I can't, I put a lot of pressure and there's still light coming through. But I can't say anything. It fell off, so yeah. I'm not gonna say it was faulty or anything. It fell off. Oh my word, you can barely push this. Why is this got so much pressure? It's got like more pressure than what the Subaru is supposed to have. Like, Subaru's supposed to have a pretty strong spring. That ain't much compared to this. It's like, wow. How much pressure are those supposed to have? Oh, well, it came off Ford Edge. I gave you the intel on it. Let's take a good look at it. She's pretty heavy. She's pretty heavy. But yeah, she's got some use into her. And this is the newer type. Let's see, can I get this off? I'm kind of hoping I can without causing too much of a, you know. There we go. I got her off. So let's cut her off and see what we got. I think this filter seems like it's bent. Wow. I liked it when I used to have the metal backing. Then they wouldn't deform like this. And they look nice coming out of a vehicle. Used. But now that they're just no metal backing or anything, they get all deformed. So, let's grab and get this off. There we go. That is heavy. I gotta tell you, that's heavy. That is soaked up a lot. Wow, that is got a lot of crap in it. Those Ford engines run this dirty? Those 3.5s, or is this just neglect? Because this has got a lot of crap in it. Carbon, dirt, whatever's coming off the crank, you know. Got lots of, I don't know, it looks like a very dirty carboned up engine, which is probably not good, but hey, it's the way it works sometimes. Well, there you go. All five, tell you, all five did their job. Gotta admit, the Parts Master was still mostly together. I don't know if it started coming apart when I started cutting it, or if it came apart before that. I don't know. I do think there was a little part in there through the middle of an area that looked like they were splitting apart before I cut it. But you know, well, that's five. I hope to have a couple of more used oil filters for you next week, and I hope I do. I don't have any right now. None are coming in. It was just good enough that I got these right now. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And, well, tune in next week for something else. Dealing with oil filters, for sure. It's my glove.